throwing every expectations out the window. I just want to see how some of these teams perform.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a matter of like your impressions or like how you get sized up before the match. It's how you perform in the match itself. Now the blue zone is on the sub, a very rare spot. I think we already see that for Kalahari at least during this SPS competition, and we already see Team Heavy already trying to stake a claim there, sending their members all the way forward. And we are seeing Axis Esports bumping into King of Gamers here at the console hall. This is going to be a bit of a scramble right now to try to find some good loot here, as Axis are on the lower ground while King of Gamers are on the higher ground here. So Axis here needs to try to find a way to get an advantage over King of Gamers, perhaps try to gatekeep them to the next zone, but then unfortunately the next circle still keeps them within the zone right now. So right, it's going to be up to them to see whether or not they can get the shots done. Speaking of shots being done though, MDH getting the first blood, taking out a member of Enigma Galaxy there, FIW God. Jonger in the meantime from First Raiders is trying to put a number onto SES Alpine. Axis just bumping straight into King of Gamers, getting a couple of people knocked down right now. This is looking good here for Axis because they only need to try to revive Neptune, who's a little bit out of the way there, but 65 gets caught on the outside. Zack and Flame are going to try to rush the front here to try to take down the rest of King of Gamers, but it doesn't seem to have worked out for them right now though, as Zack has to back off through the doorway, tries to get a revive on his teammate Neptune right now, bringing him back into the fold.
Yeah, Axis, they have the numbers advantage. They were able to bring everyone back up, whereas for KOG, they are left with just 2 members, and this is not going to be easy. They have no covers to work with. Raph getting run down. Oh, they just push in. Axis, they will now double or triple up with the numbers that they have, but they need to make it work, and yes, they do. They save Raph, and they get rid of KOG.
Yo, I mean, there was definitely a moment there where I thought Axis was going to bite the dust, but somehow King of Gamers, they didn't pounce on the opportunity there. I mean, granted, it was a 2v2, so perhaps they were expecting to be able to, you know, try to drag this fight out a little bit longer, but really, you know, Axis Esports, they played this extremely well, making sure that they didn't give any breathing space at all for King of Gamers and just flushed them out from this complex. So, with that said and done, though, I think it's going to be a new challenger and enters the ring. VGM now piling in onto Axis, seeing that they are maybe a little bit weak right now. They're thinking that maybe this third party might just work out for them.
Yeah, VGM, if they can shut down Axis right now, they would effectively just crush Axis's hope. They off to a decent start, but they gotta maintain it, and Council Hall is a very good battleground because it has so much elevation, so much buildings to work around. It really takes a lot of understanding to kind of win these compound fights, but you can see the Axis, they're abandoning ship, they're leaving Exec out to dry. See how much he can get out of this. The rest of Axis, they will just turn tail and run, be content with what they have, and use Exec to basically delay VGM.
Yeah, they're just trying to play it smart right now, not really exposing themselves to too much risk at the moment while continuing to try to keep an eye on VGM's movement. Exact unfortunately gets caught out in the 2v1 there, so unfortunately he will be the one to bite the dust. The thing is, the rest of his members are already exfilled from the council hall area and will be using a vehicle in order to try to get themselves far and away from VGM.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because VGM are so fast and hot on the tails, they now are sacrificing Wrath to the Sharks. And it's just a very painful way to go, a very slow death. By 1,000 cuts, Raph did not even stand a chance. And this is a sacrifice that they have to make to keep themselves in the game.
Yep, unfortunately, he just had to take one for the team, you know. But thankfully, Axis is still in play, though, with Flame 7 Neptune having escaped away. So now let's see what happened in the rest of the map here, because I did see SES Alpine getting into a bit of a scramble with MDH. In fact, I think Bara just got caught out by Nuke there with a shot from a sniper rifle. So that's already looking like a bad fight right now for SES Alpine because they're a little bit spread out. But we also see Enigma Galaxy starting to also creep in and become a third party to this fight here. We're now together with Evo's Divine, who at the moment are in an island of their own right now, just farming this northern side. Well, it seems like Farang, sensing and hearing the gunshots coming towards SES Alpine, are trying to get into this action here, but unfortunately get caught out the outside there. Ray taking down Spade in a very quick succession.
Yeah, can Farang do this? They are down one man. SPS Alpine on the other side. Both teams want control of this revival zone. And Farang, they'll need to get rid of SPS Alpine to even have a chance to regain the capture. Ray will be brought down, but it's not by Farang though. It's by NGX. Duo is watching them from long range. So this introduces a different element of risk, which both Farang and SPS Alpine have to be very careful about. And I don't think Farang has any idea that this is happening.
No, I don't think so. And the thing is that Farang literally is trying to get themselves in the middle of this fight here without really realizing that there's a lot of other teams also within this area, particularly NGX as well as MDH. And then not only that, Vos Divine is on the northern side, and if they decide to, they can come and become a third party in this fight. Axis Esports, in fact, have already brought back some of the members, and they're also lurking in the eastern side as well. So they're just waiting for this next circle to show itself to determine which way they're going to run. And Farang, in the meantime, is going to try to level best here to try to find some kills, whatever opportunity he can get to get some extra kill points on the board for them. But sooner rather than later, they're going to be facing the wrath of everyone else here in Free Fire.
MDH, Daryl did not know that Jungle was there, so it was an easy pick-off. DNP wants to help him out, and only has a sort of health, so that number does not check out for him. MDH had no choice but to let those two members go. Don't Cry will be the last man alive. Unfortunately, he will have to just tuck tail and run. First Raiders getting a lot of rewards off of that. They currently have 5 eliminations already. A very big round considering that the position that they are in on that overall leaderboard.
Yeah, Sem9 has just made their way to this next circle here, which, you know, I think the majority of teams knew that the next circle was likely going to be in the center because we already see the circle land on top of these teams here. But right around the border as well is one of the members of MDH. We do have First Raiders as well taking control over the refinery, so that's going to be a place for them to try to gatekeep both Sem9 and potentially even Evil's Phoenix, who are taking control over the command post on the opposite side. So Sem9 is trying to move in onto that last member, MDH, Don't Cry. Are they going to be able to flush him out of that though? Okay, grapple gun.
He'll be, oh no, he missed the first one, and the second one also just a bit short. That's very risky though, like you are exposing yourself to the open. Newbie, can you do it?
He's gonna try again.
Someone is getting shot at, so Newbie has to do this. Okay, never mind.
Okay, no.
They're showing how it's done. There we go.
Yep. All the way up to the top.
Someone is firing. I believe it was from NGX.
It could be MDH.
First Raider as well, you know. MDH.
Yeah, it could be MDH, but then Don't Cry is just literally running away. He's trying to make his way to the sub to get a revive point. I don't think he's going to be the one actually to try to draw attention to himself. It could be, yeah, I think it's First Raiders actually that was firing at members of Sem9 just now because they have control over refinery. They definitely have the vantage point to spot Sem9 and attempting to use a grapple gun to get a scouting position here. But I think we're also seeing Heavy starting to move in onto Axis Esports. That could be another battle that's starting to form on the eastern side. In fact, I think Heavy as well were, I think they actually jumped towards the sub early on, but then they left it quite quickly after. I guess they really didn't want to stick around too long in that zone because there wasn't really much loot to be had there maybe. Axis now being spotted here by Heavy. Now they're going to be sending some shots through the window from the tower top as Tom XT inside the buildings is going to try to spot anyone from Axis attempting to try to make any maneuvers to try to exfil from that complex. Fludai is going to continue to try to break down the glow walls. In the meantime, on the other side, Sem9 trying to catch some stragglers who are attempting to parachute their way down. It looks like he managed to catch one of them. Zen OP getting a kill onto Nuke. MDH, you know, they tried to buy back the members, but they landed straight on top of where Sem9 is, and it looks like it's going to be open to the slaughter for them.
The Heavy day after getting a bit of a pot shots off. Now they need to plan how to get into that circle. Axis pretty spread out, so the defenses are weak. Heavy should be able to break through it fairly easily. They just need to kind of execute that plan. Sem9 on the other hand, still 4-man strong. MDH, not a challenge, not a problem for them. But they want to finish the job that they started. They want to finish off the rest of MDH. Meanwhile, First Raiders have just caught out Nero. And this is one of those slow rounds for MDH. Didn't really get to catch the break the entirety of this round.
Yeah, Evo's Phoenix already moving up towards the circle. That's going to put them in collision course now with First Raiders as well as Team Heavy. Sem9 having already cleaned house there of MDH. They now have a free line of sight to get to the refinery, but I think they're a little bit afraid to just move in directly. So they're just going to pick up vehicles in order to try to give them a bit of insurance before they make their way to this next circle. Northern side there, we do see Says Alphank currently still close to the shrines. Haven't quite made the cross across the river yet because VGM and Divine are now locked in battle here with Farang, who are in the center of that circle right now and are taking fire from all angles.
And Heavy is just ruthless. In fact, they ended up finding members of First Raiders. VGM, on the other hand, getting shot at, I believe, by members of Evil's Divine. SPS Alpine were just soaring across the air thanks to the revive. Farang now finally getting challenged, and this is by NGX. Fuel God jumps on top of the roof. Not finished yet by Jesper, so Jesper will have to kind of double back to get the job done. Bring Spade back out first is Fudai, as Fudai will also be shooting at Ray SES off screen. Evil's Divine. Can they intercept this? Because NGX and they blocked by a good time turner from Too Bad, and Farang have attracted a lot of attention, and this is not a good spot for them to be in. NGX finally getting some shots in. Jembao, the first one to go. NGX taking control of a minor compound, and Evil's Divine have just shown now Too Bad was not ready for that. Stop gets him down. Mr. 05 and Sem9 also wants a piece of the pie, and Spade's the last man alive. Apex pushes him. Spade has not much space left to work with. Farang might just get knocked out on the other side. Axis up against Heavy, but we will go back to Spade and watch him perish in the hands of Evil's Divine.
Yeah, it was Divine. They sensed the opportunity, but they're not out of the woods because Nigma is still around the corner. And Mr. 05 finds Stop. Cannot quite knock him down enough though. No, Stop able to run straight into the building. So Mr. 05 didn't quite finish that fight that he was looking for there. And Nigma Galaxy continued to camp on the lower floor.
Phoenix just showed up. Jonah just got rid of Caramel. NGX. Now they have to face off against both the Evil's team. With Caramel out, NGX are down to just 3 members. Few got Dew and Stop. Evil's Phoenix. Unlike Evil's Divine, they are just staking out this position and letting NGX and Evil's Divine duke it out on their own. Stop finding A-backs. It's a huge kill for himself. He's standing on top of the ice grenade, but he will get a couple more points before he stops to kind of patch himself back up.
Yeah, another fight is breaking up between Heavy and First Raiders on the other side of the map right now. And you can see the kills are coming through there for First Raiders onto Heavy. Heavy is down to the last member, Buffalo, right now as we continue to watch Axis trying to be a third party in this fight, but not really having the numbers necessary. In fact, Exact has just been revived back into the fight here. Call right now desperate to try to keep his team in play here. He's able to bring Darklaw in, but then the blue zone has just engulfed them right now. Darklaw was able to get himself some health now, but then Soza unfortunately gets left out on the lurch there. Caramel is going to be jumping straight in, trying to back up the rest of his teammates. For First Raiders, unfortunately, weren't able to hold on, though. The blue zone was a little bit too much pressure to them as they get eliminated from the map. Phoenix still on the south side now, spotting the UAV coming in from the northern side here. Nigma Galaxy now having to try to fight their own here. We see a member of Sem9 actually getting into the mix there, but NGX Stop, taking a lot of damage there, not having a good angle to try to give a heal. Finally puts up the glue wall to stay alive for now. Raja from Sem9 is the last member, I believe, of Sem9, and he is just hiding out there, hoping that no one's going to be able to spot him, while Evo's Phoenix now starts to bring on some hurt onto VGM.
Yeah, Evo's Phoenix in a good spot, and GX the same as well. But of course, we all know who wants that booyah, who wants to take the lead. It's Evo's Phoenix. They might not have a monstrous round like round 5 where they get, more than half the lobby wiped out, but they are still gunning for that win. Sem9, all they need to pull ahead is to get decent placement points, but Raja has revealed himself because he was threatened by NGX. He got an extra kill before it went out. Good round for Sem9 nonetheless, and now Evo's Phoenix joins the fray. VGM catching out Dew as Dew was forced to rotate into the circle. NGX might just go down. Bisu, he was knocked out already. What was that? NGX gets wiped. VGM down a member, having to face off against everyone for Evo's Phoenix, but God Cruz puts their foolish ambitions to rest, and Evo's Phoenix with another booyah to close out the night.
Wow, what is that boys are made of? Literally getting double, triple kills, I think, using the grenades. I mean, what a way to get an end around there for Evo's Phoenix. Not only they've been dominant in that 5th round, the penultimate round, they're dominant once more in this round, picking up the 2nd Booyah in a row. I think they're definitely already taken over. They're taking over the top spot of the leaderboard.
Yeah, just high fives all around you. This team is something else. Not only are they the best team, you know, in Free Fire currently in the realm of Free Fire, they are also one of the most confident teams that we